This is Demi Lovato. Amazing.
You're listening to Authenticity Radio.
Authenticity Radio with Slade Suter.
Baby, I'm not like the rest. Don't wanna break your heart. Wanna give your heart a break. I know you're scared it's wrong. Like you might make a mistake. There's just one life to live, and there's no time to waste. So let me give your heart a break. Give your heart a break. Let me give your heart a break. Your heart a break. Oh, yeah.
And now, your host, who has the hospitality of a fat and jolly innkeeper, Slade Suter.
And thank you very much, and welcome for joining us today. This is Slade Suter. Today we have the founder of Women for One. Well, here, let me explain it to you this way. If there was a female version of me, I would be talking to myself on the other side of this interview, because today we have Kelly McNelis Senegor joining us all the way from Washington State. Kelly, welcome to you, to Authenticity Radio.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Slade. Thank you for having me and for us to be able to have this authentic conversation.
You are the founder of Women for One.
Yes, I am.
Well, this is good. And what is Women for One? It conjures up, how do you call it? An image of the three musketeers with their swords crossed, all for one and one for all.
That's interesting. Well, the name actually came to me when I sat down and meditated one day. So I don't really know where the name came from, other than it came from the universe. And what Women for One is we're a global movement of authenticity and inspiration for all women of all cultures, of all ages, of all backgrounds. So that's a pretty broad statement, but that's really what we do. We discuss issues that affect women. We allow women to share their stories. We interview powerful men and women that are making changes in this world in a positive light, and that's where we are right now. It's a beautiful movement. It's been around for 3 years, and it's changed my life to be kind of the vehicle that it's come through.
And so how did you get to this? Can you tell us a little bit about your story, your path, and your Camino before you actually got to this point? What was your life like?
My life, I was born on the East Coast, and in the 60s. So I'm 45 now, and I was an only child and grew up in Pennsylvania and North Carolina, went to college in North Carolina, and moved, a highlight of my life is I moved to 17 different schools from K to 12.
Jeez.
So I really developed survival tools, where I could connect with all different types of people. To survive, really, and because I was an only child and I moved around a lot. Mm-hmm. And then when I was in North Carolina, I kind of went into a place. My father died when I was 17 suddenly, and I went into this place of understanding and questioning what spirit is, what God is, what the universe was, and really went on a quest and lived in India with a guru for a couple of years, and always have had that yearning to understand what's going on in the world and why we're all here. That's kind of my passion in life, is to understand that for myself and for the world. So from there, I moved back to New York after I was in India and met my first husband, and we moved west to Seattle. He was Canadian, and we moved west to Seattle, Washington, where I still have been for almost 20 years now, and it is my home, and it feels like my home. And I have 3 children, so I became a mother. I went into that space of really embracing motherhood and creating this family, and woke up one day about over 10 years ago now and was like, that Talking Head song, that song that says, "This is not my beautiful wife." You know that song? I woke up and said, "What am I doing?
What am I doing here?"
Where is my joy? Where is my peace?
Yeah, I hear the music. It's in my head right now. Yes.
Yeah, right. And so this is not my beautiful. Yeah, and so that's kind of where I was 10 years ago. And so I woke up and said, okay, I want to consciously create my life. I don't want to have life create me, because I really had lost myself. And I think a lot of women and men kind of get caught up in the idealized image of what they think their life should be, and then wake up one day and are like, gosh, I'm not happy. So from that place, I really decided to take a look and inventory of my whole life, and really was in an unhappy marriage. And I'm very good friends with my ex-husband, but we decided to divorce, and I became a single mom on my own for many years. So I experienced being a single mom. I have a very deep respect for all single parents and what they have to go through. Yeah, and then one of my dear friends died probably 5 years ago, and that even drove me deeper into taking more of an inventory of my life and really deciding what I wanted in a partner, what I wanted to be doing in the world, what example I wanted to share for my children in the world. And I decided, I met my husband probably about 7 years ago. We blended a family of 6 children. And we are happily married, and we have 6 children between the ages of 14 and 20 right now. They're all teenagers.
Well, there's a little energy there for you, isn't
beautiful. Yeah, but it's beautiful. And, we just had an incredible day yesterday all together, and it's very rare because some of them are in college now that we're all together at once at a dinner table, and I'm just so grateful for that. So getting back to Women for One, that's kind of a background of my life. A couple years ago, we had successfully blended that family. I felt like, to the best of what you can do, because I spent a couple years just taking some time off and creating this foundation for my husband and I and our family. And I was like, I really want to write. I want to deepen my yearning for understanding truth and authenticity, kind of like you. And I started, because I've worked in nonprofit for years, I worked in the nonprofit sector for years, I decided to highlight great things women were doing and start a blog. Like, highlight nonprofits and causes monthly. The first year I did Women for One. And then something shifted, and this is why the main part of what we do. I heard one day, okay, because I really followed my intuition around Women for One. Every time I heard something, I would just be the vehicle and do it. I almost didn't even question it if I heard from my deep core what to do. So I asked, something's not right. What's going on? The women need to share their stories. Women need to release their experiences and support one another. So I shifted the focus, and it just exploded into this beautiful movement with incredible people that I've been able to interview, from Dr. Maya Angelou to Don Miguel Ruiz, sharing their version of what truth and peace and authenticity is in their life.
And also Marianne Williamson. I saw a video that you did. Oh, my goodness.
Yes. So that's fabulous. But I think even more amazing is the women from every single culture. We're in over, I think we just counted the other day, over 60 countries that have submitted stories to us. The thread that connects all of the women, different ages, different cultures, different religions, we're all going through the same thing on this planet. And it's beautiful to see that and to learn and be uplifted by their stories.
Kelly, you come across to me as not only a kindred spirit, but as a uniter. Abraham Lincoln said a while ago that a divided house cannot stand. And it's so often in the life of women that there's undermining going on and sabotage. And you seem to be putting an invitation to all, saying, you know what, enough of this, let's come together.
I agree. I agree with that. And I was talking to, because we're always constantly evolving our movement, like where do we go next? And I have a very close person that's one of my strategists on my team. And we were saying, where is this going? Because we're watching it. It's like a movement, right? A movement is something you are a part of. It's not something you're pushing to change.
Uh-huh.
You allow for it to happen. So we were just saying that the other day about women, and the place where there is a lot of divisiveness, and there is a lot of undermining, and really it doesn't need to be there. And so if you ignore it, but if you call it out and you move forward into a place where you don't have to hide what you've been through, but don't be ashamed of it. That's where I think the most important thing is to get to that shame and to really honor every single person's wisdom and experience. I think that's the most important thing for people to feel united. If they feel alike, when they feel separate, then that goes into fear and people feel divided.
Mm-hmm. And we do all sorts of icky things to each other.
Yeah. Yes, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I'm still working it. We all are, right? We're working, trying to be inclusive. And what I'm really excited about is there's many movements out there. There's many organizations that are doing incredible things for women. And we were saying our differentiator is, for Women for One, is we don't exclude any woman in the whole world. Every single woman is included. I don't know another movement that includes every single woman. If you want to write a story to me, as long as it's not, hurting somebody, submit it. We'd love to hear from every single person.
Wow, listeners. Well, you have an invitation.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And then how do people, if someone is interested in participating in Women for One, where do they go, Kelly?
They can go to women, not woman, women, a lot of people say woman, women4one.com, and you can see beautiful inspirational quotes and pictures that we post on our front page. You can see interviews. All the stories are categorized on our website, and then if you want to get involved, you can join our movement, click on Join our movement, and that's on our mailing list. Or, more importantly, if you'd like to share a story, you just click on the share button, and it shows the guidelines, and you can submit a video. And we've had a couple of women submit songs and poems these days, which is beautiful. So it doesn't just have to be the written word. It can be a video, an audio, and you share it, and then we get back to you. It's a beautiful thing.
And it's true, listeners. Their staff, your staff is incredible and very responsive.
Oh, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
We have a great team, and we're all really committed to what we're doing. And it's very exciting to start getting out into the world. We're the sponsor of Emerging Women Live, which is a huge conference in New York this fall, which features Alanis Morissette, Maya Angelou, Ariana Huffington, all the women that are trailblazers for speaking that truth and living your joy, I believe.
Boy, well, this is, I want to be a woman. Here, let me just go through an operation here real quick.
I do have a man on my team, I do, and he's he's wonderful, and it's been great to have that male energy as well.
Okay, Kelly, tell me, what does the word authenticity mean to you, especially as a woman?
Well, that's a great question, and as you know, we're counterparts. I ask every single person that I speak with when I interview them that exact question. And I've interviewed hundreds of people. And every single time I am asked that question, the first thing that comes up is a man's definition that completely resonated with me because he was very simple, Chris Cade. He's a spiritual teacher. Mm-hmm. And he said, authenticity is when your mind aligns with your soul, your spirit and your soul, the alignment of both together. And I love that because it's simple, clear, congruent, and it you really can interpret it any way you want. But authenticity is walking your truth, being with what you do along with what you're thinking.
Well, that makes sense. Yeah, it really does.
Yes,
An alignment. It
does.
Because so often, my mind is somewhere else.
Taking the action of what you're thinking, because there's a lot of times we're like, oh, I can't do that. And fear comes in, right? Oh, I'm not good enough to do that, or I'm I'm not powerful, and all those negative thoughts come in.
Mm-hmm.
But if you really get clear about what you truly believe, and then you can take action with that,
Mm-hmm.
you just walk your truth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And it's actually a lot simpler.
Yeah, it is very simple. It's hard work, and it's worth the effort because of the amount of energy at the end of the work that is available to you.
I love that you said that. I so agree with you. I really noticed that. And when I'm drained or I feel very drained after something,
Mm-hmm.
I look back at how I wasn't authentic or truthful with myself during it.
Yeah, me too.
Because then you're like, wait, what was that? Why do I just feel completely exhausted? What was the block? What was I not doing to live my truth in this moment?
And the reverse. I mean, when you're really pumped, when you've had when you're full of energy, just review a little bit and say, who was I just with?
When you're hanging out and interacting with people that are living the truth, I get so much energy. And like lately, I've been speaking more to larger groups, and every time I speak, I'm energized after. I know, I'm on the right path. This is what I should be doing.
Wonderful. And Kelly, speaking of bigger groups, let's talk about humanity. Let's double your population from women to humankind, men included.
Right.
What is your message that you would like to deliver to humankind? Mm-hmm.
I have so many things that I want to say. I'm speaking my truth to you and saying it is such a journey for me, and the journey is the beautiful part. So if I had to say anything, it would be enjoy the journey, ride the wave, and know that you are loved throughout everything. Because other than that, I have so many messages that I still feel like this, young soul going, but I want to learn this and I want to learn this. But that's the excitement and the beauty of life, the journey. Mm-hmm. So that's what I would say it is. Ride the wave, enjoy the journey, and know that you're loved.
Wow, Kelly McNelis. Ride the wave, enjoy the journey. Well, there you go, humanity. You have it. Articulated from Kelly McNelis. This is wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you, Slade.
And I wanted to thank you for joining Authenticity Radio. However, before we cut you loose, can we get your on-air commitment that you'll return with us one day?
Absolutely, on-air commitment here. Absolutely. I am so excited about what you're doing and honored that you spoke with me. I just feel very humbled, and I really appreciate you taking the time to speak with me, and also all of the work that you're doing for humanity.
Well, and this is really kind of cool, Kelly, because we're joining together, and we're walking the same direction, and we're doing the same work. And so, yes. Kelly McNelis, thank you for joining Authenticity Radio today, and we look forward to your return.
Thank you, Slade.
This is Slade Suter. Until next time, be authentic, be true, ride the wave, enjoy your journey, and be free.
Refreshing and transparent. This is Authenticity Radio.
This is Authenticity Radio.
Hey, I'm Talisa.
The station's awesome.
I love the station.